हाँ, क्योंकि है ना आदमी काम नहीं करते हैं, औरतें करती हैं।
और आदमी लोग बैठे रहते हैं सारा दिन, अपनी औरतों को बाहर निकालते हैं कामों पे, सारा दिन बेचारी काम करती है, वो काम तो करते नहीं है।
And in general in Pakistan, it's it's more gender roles that discriminate rather than the gender gap, because women are meant to do certain things, act certain ways, and they're not supposed to do certain things. And so I would base that mainly on culture.
People hold a lot of prejudices in the States, but they're more quiet about them. There's this sort of idea where if you can pretend to be a good person, then you are. As long as you can hold it in, then it's not a thing. People are less worrisome about saying what they actually think here. So sometimes it feels like it's much more conservative, but I think cognitively through it, because I'm so much protected by my class, it's not. People are just really blunt about the fact that they hate women sometimes.
I think it's really unfortunate, but that seems to be the reality in our country right now.
In my experience, it's not the system that keeps women from jobs and opportunities. It's mostly the families who don't want to send women out into environments that they think are unsafe, even if they can handle themselves. Like, for example, in doctoring, when women study to be doctors, and in that case, it's generally the in-laws who don't want the women to continue being doctors because you have to be on call 24/7, and they don't want a woman to be out of the house. They want to keep her. So that again also I think is cultural.
क्योंकि उन लोग को पैसे चाहिए होते हैं,
हाँ।
खेलना होते हैं, जुआ
जुआ वो
और
खेलते
लोग
हैं,
भी बैठते हैं,
सारा दिन बैठना और ये वो।
औरतों को बोलते हैं दूसरी
हाँ।
औरत ने आज 2000 लाया,
हाँ।
तो आप भी जाके ले आओ, फिर
हाँ।
वो मार के औरत से ले लेते हैं, फिर चले जाते हैं।
खुद घर में बैठे रहते हैं, उन लोग को काम करवाते हैं बीवियों से और पैसे लेके, बेटियों से भी और बीवी से भी।
बेटी को बोलेंगे, बेटी अगर काम पे होगी ना तो बोलेंगे जा अपनी बाजी से ना इतने पैसे ले लो और मुझे चाहिए, घर पे ये हुआ है, वो कुछ नहीं होता, वो सब अपना ही करते हैं।
बच्चों को भी निकालते हैं अपने,
छोटे छोटे काम
करो और खुद बैठे रहते हैं।
The Sharia law plays such a big role in our legal system in Pakistan. I mean, the Sharia law says that a woman can only report her rape case until and unless she has 4 witnesses, and that's extremely. I find that extremely ridiculous. There will be no such thing as progression or any kind of development for women in the country until and unless they have their own individualism and their own rights, and that does not come with religion, because the religion can fix their rights, and the religion, Islam, actually suppresses them.
ये कि बेटियां काम पे जाती हैं, भाव बेचते हैं ना बेटियों को, फिर बेटियों को तनख्वाह लेके और सब जुआ और ये खेल के आते हैं। अगर बेटियां नहीं भी देती हैं ना तो उनको मारते हैं बहुत ज्यादा, बीवी हो चाहे बेटी हो, सबको मारते हैं। चाहे अम्मी हो तो बेटा अम्मी को भी मारेगा।
I do not dress anything like I dress in the States, except I dress with the same sort of style. But I don't wear sweatpants. Whenever I'm going out, I always wear clothing to cover my butt. I bring scarves anywhere in case I have to cover up. I'm much less loud. I talk a lot less. I'm not on my phone when I'm out because I'm constantly aware of everything that's going on. It's a hypervigilance that's just very tiring. And frankly, I'm amazed people keep it up for their entire lives, because I sometimes don't go out for a couple weeks because I'm just so tired of having to be aware of everything all the time.
None whatsoever. One hears of many instances in Pakistan, but I've honestly been very privileged and I've never encountered any prejudice while living in Pakistan.
I started wearing hijab. It was in sixth grade, and like I was made fun of a lot, especially by the high school boys. So I guess that would be discrimination.
I definitely feel what it's like being a dumb Gora here. There's an expectation that I'm going to mess up, but that's just my whiteness. There's an expectation that I should be more sedate, but that's my being a girl. And I think I get a lot of leeway for being a white girl here, but at the same time, I feel eyes a lot. I feel being looked at, and part of because I was conditioned by the Western world to see Pakistan as dangerous and non-white men as dangerous, it's more scary the kind of attention I get here. I've had my ass grabbed at Dunkin' Donuts here, but I've also had my ass grabbed in the States. So it's shocking how universal the things people have to put up with are here. It's a different type of struggle and it's a different level of struggle, but it's there anywhere you go.
The future is all in the hands of education and religion. Until and unless we do not have some liberal perspectives brought into our society, there will be no change. And this will only come through education.
I envisage 100% literacy, equality, and abundant opportunities for the girls. Girls, I believe, will be enabled to provide health, social, and economic security for their families in the future.
हम लोग चाहते हैं आदमी काम करे और घर
वो
पे
बदलेंगे नहीं, वो कभी नहीं बदलेंगे। वो तो चाहते हैं कि ये काम करें, हम खाएं बैठ के।
और कुछ अगर I do think it's possible. I think it's slowly coming, like change slowly here, because like even in the Citizens Foundation, for example, which is a foundation which supplies education for the less fortunate. It's schools, and I think they've just reached 1,000 schools in Pakistan, and their ratio for education is 50-50 for boys and girls. So it's a higher it's a better quality education for them, and parents are okay with sending their kids. So there are, and then in some schools there's even a ratio more girls than boys. So yeah, and
What I hope for the future of women in Pakistan, I guess, is what I hope for the future of women everywhere. It's that there's no fear to pursue education. There's no family pressure to conform a certain way. The fact that men and women are different doesn't have to mean that they get different opportunities. So I'm very conscious of the fact that sometimes I might not have a right to try to impose my vision of Pakistan on Pakistan, but at the same time, I do see people who are less protected by their race and by their class and by their foreign status, and I just there's just so much to combat, and it's hard knowing that you can't. So I guess what I hope for the future of Pakistan is that not only we bring awareness to the unique struggles of Pakistan, but that we also can get deference given to Pakistanis and the attention they need in a respectful way, and that we can look at Pakistan not as just a pet project for the West, but as a teeming land full of people who are very good for it, who just need a leg up to be able to execute their vision for an equal country.
In my own little way, I think I contribute to reducing this gap. At home, my daughter and my son, they both have the same rules. They live by the same rules in the house. At work, I employ at least 40% women, and they have exactly the same benefits as the men in my office. In the community, I think I've been an instrument in providing security to women. After the floods, I ensured that they were given house rights and ownership to the homes built for them.
No.
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 No, absolutely not.